All right, all right. So I would love to ask the question, how's the weekend been? But I know it's been fantastic. And the reason I know it's been fantastic is because this amazing woman, Shayla Perry, your program director, has knocked it out of the park. So as we kick off the closing, I want to turn the slides and the deck and the floor over to Miss Shayla Perry. Thank you so much for everything that you have done this weekend, Shayla. This has just been an absolutely fantastic event. And we yield the floor to you to share all the great things that happened this weekend.
Absolutely. Thank you, Seema. It has been an absolute pleasure being PD for SJE 24. I sincerely thank all of you for all your hard work over the weekend. I was very active in all the channels, so you probably guys, you saw me, but know that I just was so excited for this event. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart from everything that you've done, and we're going to jump right into our presentation. Next slide. So just for a quick overview of our closing agenda, you guys hear from me, Shayla. I am then going to speak to my wonderful event project managers that did such a wonderful job this weekend. We will also give recognition and to our challenge winners. We will then do the most fun part of it all, discuss our winning sites, and then we will conclude our presentation and our event weekend. Next slide. So again, as we did when we kicked off, we want to thank all of our event sponsors and partners. We could absolutely not do any of this without the partnership and the sponsorship that you all provide for this event. So we just thank you sincerely for all that you do, all that you've done for us this weekend, and we look forward to a continued partnership with you in the future. Next slide. So jumping into weekend leadership. So you see me again. I'm just going to sincerely, as I said earlier, I thank all of you for your hard work. Although I am the program director for this event, I started out as a PM. So I can speak to how you guys feel. And I know a lot of you attended my mandatory PM training, and I didn't want to scare you off by giving you analogies. So I'll say it now because I can. I always say that this is like a deep tissue massage. You know, it hurts when you first start out, but then the next couple of days it feels good. So I know last night around 9:30, I think I told a few of you when I was the first PM at 9:30 that Saturday night, I was like, oh my God, what in the heck did I sign up for? I was worn out. So that's why every morning I would say, hey, PMs, how you're doing? Because I knew exactly how you felt. So the good part of that feel good part after the deep tissue massage is that after you see these wonderful sites, knowing that you provided a nonprofit with the opportunity to not only expand their outreach to potential donors, get funding for grants, and just being able to operate in their vision for their nonprofit, you guys did that. And one thing that I always grew up hearing about is that, you know, to whom much is given, much is required. You know, we are blessed with the skill set, whether we are talented with graphic design, being a PM and keeping people together, putting together things. That is a blessing that we have been gifted with. And it just makes me feel good when I'm able to give back to others. So give yourself a round of applause for all that you've done. And I say thank you to all of you for all that you've done. Next slide. So Crystal McMullen. So Crystal, many of you know her. She was the program director for our Women's Build event. She has taught me so much, and that's why I was able to be successful this weekend. I told her if I'm PD, you have to be with me. And she definitely has provided me with a lot of insight this weekend. So Crystal, I thank you for just jumping in, giving me insight, driving me to find the answers. And I really appreciate you as a program ops lead. Next slide. Latisa Solomon. Latisa unfortunately could not be with us this weekend, but she helped in the upfront with planning. She immediately told me, I'm not going to be available the weekend of the event. I'm going on vacation, but I will do what you need to get this event up and running. And she was very instrumental, as I mentioned to all of the PMs. You are a PM in your role for your team because of not only Crystal, but also Latisa. That helped so much. Hopefully she's watching. If not, we just send all of our love to you for all that you did for us leading up to this event. I met her for the Women's Build event last year, and I immediately said, anytime you volunteer, I'm snatching you up. You now belong to me. We are a pack. So that's why she was here with me. So thank you, Latisa. Next slide. And then we're going to jump right into these fabulous EPMs. When I tell you these ladies rocked, give some love to your EPM, shout them out in the chat and just give them some love for all they did. You know, we were up till like 1 o'clock in the morning, making sure that you all had what you need. So they did an amazing job. Asa became an EPM probably a day before the event. She wrote in the general chat and said, hey, I'm here to help. And we did definitely need some help. She comes with a long-term volunteer experience with 48 and 48. She's done multiple events, and she just wants to give a special thanks. She volunteered with us from Africa. So that shows you how worldwide 48 and 48 is. So she helped out with the IBM team. And IBM team, she sends her love and just dedication and thanks for all that you all contributed this weekend, not only as a sponsor, but also building 4 websites. So thank you, thank you, thank you on behalf of ASA. Next slide. So next up is Amber. Amber is here with us from Tifton, Georgia. I put everybody's location so you guys know that we work from everywhere for 48 and 48 to make it happen. Amber is also a returning EPM. When I became PD, I called her up and asked could she continue on with us, and she did. So Amber, I thank you for all of that you've done for us. Next slide. And same for Angel. Angel, thanks for your dedication. Always, I love her sense of humor and always gives us a nice laugh. So I thank you, Angel, for all that you've done for 48 and 48 and being a returning EPM. Next slide. Charity, I gave her a shout out in the opening ceremony, and I'm not showing favoritism, but Charity, all of us were busy. All the EPMs were busy. For you just to be able to take time out and keep asking, am I good? What do I need? Like she was just helping us before we went live. Like, hey, I need help with some slides. And she jumped right in. So Charity from New York, thank you so much for all that you've done. And always comes with the best memes to make you laugh when you are down. She's always amazing. Next slide. Crystal Former. Now, Crystal was my PM last year for, well, I keep saying last year for last event for Women's Build event. I loved how quick she learned. She jumped in, always even keel, great spirit. So when I took this role and I needed EPMs, I immediately just sent her a message like, hey, do you want to be an EPM? And she took up the, I don't want to say challenge, but the opportunity, and she knocked it out of the park. So thank you, Crystal Farmer from Gastonia, North Carolina. Next slide. And Miss Elita from New York. Elita has also been around for 48 and 48 for a very long time. She lends her hand to some of everything. When I tell you Elita does everything, she does everything. So all the messages that you all received every day in the general event channel, the games, the trivia, everything, the social challenges, Elita does that along with being an EPM. She also stepped in big time for her teams this weekend to make sure that if they had a deficit from as far as a role, she was right there with you all working. So Alita's team, give her a round of applause for stepping in and helping you guys. That's an amazing EPM to have. Next slide. And Shayla Marks. So funny story, Shayla and I went to college together. Again, I phoned a friend. I asked, could she help with this event? And she stepped right up as a first-time volunteer for 48 and 48. I hope she returns. She hails here from Orlando, Florida, and she did an amazing job. So thank you, Shayla. I always say Shayla number 2 because I'm a little older by 2 months or whatever, but I'm the oldest. So Shayla number 2, I thank you so much for your dedication this weekend. Next slide. So next we'll go to our speakers. We had amazing breakouts and roundtables this weekend with our guest speaker, our keynote speaker. I hope that you all love the keynote speaker. I took great nuggets from him, and I hope that you all will support and visit the Rice Center here in Atlanta and provide them with the great support for all that they do here in the Atlanta community. And just a thank you for all of our speakers for taking your time out to speak with our volunteers and provide insight on our DE and I panel. So we really hope that you had great takeaways this weekend from these speakers. Make sure to follow them on social and stay connected with them. Next slide. So jumping into our weekend logistics, I'm going to turn it over to the fabulous Milan.
Hi. Thank you all again for volunteering your time and your weekend. We, on behalf of 48 appreciate you. I just want to highlight some of our weekend support, highlighting our planning committee members. If you don't know, planning committee commits 10 to 12 weeks before the actual event happens. And we just want to shout out the people in addition to that who decided to help us over this weekend. So thank you to those who did dual roles in many different areas, shouting out our live help desk, all those questions you were asking in the video lounge, WordPress support. We had these people jump right in and be able to assist you all. Next slide, please. Again, more weekend support. I want to shout out accessibility, QA, SEO. All of these people came in clutch for all of us to make sure that the sites were accessible, that the links were working, that you all had your rank math and everything situated. I saw all those questions and stuff in Slack going on. So thank you to these people. Thank you to our leads, and thank you to those who decided to serve under them. So we just got just a few glimpses of different photos. Thank you to those who submitted stuff. As you'll see, we have photos from opening. We have photos from trivia, from Would You Rather. You guys, those were intense. We had some really great questions and great discussions. We can continue on. We got all these beautiful faces, some of our impact labs, our understanding belonging panel. Like I said, Would You Rather? Those were some difficult questions. More pictures, our opening speakers, our Impact Lab speakers, great people, great insights. We appreciate them for giving our time. I hope you appreciated the stuff that they had to share with you all. Yes, more selfies on Instagram. Thank you all for the exposure to our organization. Okay, so we had our kudos wall. So many of you shouted out many different people on your team. This is my shout out to all of you that's on this call, all of you who participated, all of you who helped in whatever capacity. Thank you all for giving us your weekend, your time, in whatever role that you served over this weekend. We appreciate it. Nothing can happen without you all. So thank you from me. That's my kudos to you. So we had, if you know, we had little contests going on. Well, not little, they weren't little, they were great contests. So we had a team photo contest. As you can see, we'll have some photos displaying that were submitted. These wonderful people and the creativity that was here. Control Alt Dress, love it. Yeah, look at this, all these beautiful faces. So boom. So our winner, this is who we decided who we voted on winning. It was Action Pack. They're the nonprofit from In the Action Incorporated. Shout out to these people, shout out to your PM, shout out to your members. We love this photo. And then next we had our runner-up, the IBM Academy of Wild Ducks. Their nonprofit was Advantage Mentorship and Leadership Academy. Thank you, IBM, for all you do. We can continue. So also we had a social media challenge, we had a scavenger hunt, and we had a bingo challenge. So these were our three winners. Shaquilla Ingram, she posted all throughout the weekend with our scavenger hunt and the different requirements that we asked for. And thank you to Yeti and Kelsey who did our bingo stuff and hit bingo a few times. So appreciate you all. You all receive a prize sooner than later. So I am going to introduce the judges that judged your wonderful sites, and then I'm going to pass it on. So thank you, Sean, Anthony, Brian, and Victoria, and Damien for taking time out to judge the sites. I am going to pass it over to Brian and Sean to announce our winners. Thank you.
Awesome. Me and Brian get to share today, but really an amazing amount of work was done this weekend, very close. So thank all of you guys for letting us be a part of it. So thank you. I think I'm doing the runners up. So our first honorable mention was Brooklyn Neighborhood Services. I think we all immediately liked the images. I think there was I could move into this neighborhood right away. So just visually very, very well done. So great job, team. And that is, do we have a team name? You can see the team there on the bottom. So thank you, great job. And next honorable mention is empowering students in Atlanta's school by providing new clothes. Like the message is so clear in just the first few words that it's something that we all could latch onto and wanted to be participated in. And as you scroll barely, it was clear how you could participate and help this great cause. So just really well done. Again, thank you guys for all your work. And Brian, I'll hand it off to you.
All right, thank you. Yeah, these were really, really tough decisions. Everybody did such an amazing job putting together such wonderful websites so fast. So really, congratulations to all of you. But we will announce third place is I See My Baby. We were all really struck by the strength of the design here, the way color was used, and really the thoughtful layout on every single page. So there's really, really great job by the team here. Congratulations. All right, our second prize. Second place goes to Campbell Community Center. The image right at the top really told the story of what the nonprofit was trying to do, and we were really, really impressed that you got the message right away, and that the calls to action were right there and really easy to respond to. So really, really great job by this team. And now, first place goes to the Uptown and Boogie Healthy Project. What really struck the judges here, the brand, the feel, and the language, it all really hung together so well, and helped us see right away what it was, what they were trying to deliver, how you could become part of it. Really easy to get into, really inviting. So just really, really strong job by the entire team. But yeah, and yeah, congratulations on first place to the Uptown and Boogie Healthy Project. So I think that is it. Just again, thanks to all of you for giving your time and your effort and your skills. All the results were really, really amazing. So, and I was grateful to be part of it. So thank you.
Thank you, Brian. We really appreciate you and Sean doing the judging. We know that that's a really tough job. You had a group to work with, but we know it's not an easy task. All the websites look absolutely fantastic. We'll share as many of them as we can with the rest of the team so you guys can all see them. I wanted to take a moment to just let you know that you've got all these Build Well volunteers, right? So we had over 200 Build volunteers building these websites. But in addition to those 200 Build volunteers, there were 93 other people behind the scenes, whether they were speakers, you heard from 10 speakers, you had accessibility, QA, SEO, help desk, and judges. You had all these people supporting, including the planning committee. Like Milan mentioned, starts way ahead, but then continues on. Some people continue on in multiple roles. So altogether, I was sitting here counting up everybody. It was like 83 people there. Plus I throw on the PD. Then I throw on the 2 ops people and the EPMs and the staff. We're at 93 people supporting this event. That's a lot of work. And we know from a 48 staff perspective, we could not do this without you. When we come out at 3 volunteers and the rest of you guys, 3 full-time staff people and the rest of you guys as volunteers, it's very, very clear that this event is a community effort. The impact that we have across our community is along with our community. So with that, we say welcome to the 4848 family. If this was the first time that you attended this event and participated, we hope that you will take this forward. As executive director, I'm super, super excited at every single event to tell you, we're glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. I hope I had an opportunity to interact with you. If not, you're very easy to find, so please do so. Please reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns. My staff and I definitely loved working with you guys for this weekend. And as we get to the next slide, our final slide, we can say, save the date. So October 4 through 6 is when our global event will be. It'll be our last event of the year. Charity called it out in her little EPM slide. She was already itching for Glow 24. Well, this is Glow 24. You will see it kick off around the 19th. Registration will open by the 12th, it looks like, and we hope to see you on the other side. With that, we end our program for today, for this weekend. We hope you had a wonderful time. We hope you met some new people. And at the very, very least, you gain new skills as well, right? So thank you again from 48 and 48, from all our volunteers that worked to put this event together, to all the volunteers that did all the hard work. Have a wonderful evening, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.